Population topic. I think this is probably the most important topic for MPSC prelims. I have included PYQs at the end of the video. Also, in coming videos, I'll discuss about more of its aspects like population density, literacy, sex ratio. We'll analyze the data. Also, I will include each and every PYQ that has been asked on these particular aspects. So you will understand what are the trends and it will help you. Now coming back to today's topic, that is demographic transition theory. The most important thing to remember about it is what this theory particularly talks about and what are the stages and which country represents what stage. Now stages of demographic transition. This theory particularly talks about birth rate, mortality rate and population growth rate. Sometimes they'll give in options like infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate just to confuse students. But this is very particular theory. Now, if you see at this, look at the stages, you'll realize that first stage where birth rate is very high, mortality rate is very high, which is the nature of a very poor country, which lacks basic health infrastructure. And fifth stage is of a very rich country, which is very developed. Now, in first stage, the birth rate will be very high. Also, the mortality rate will be very high, as we discussed, like it lacks basic health infrastructure. So, both birth rate and mortality rate cancels each other. So, population will be stable. But this is like a bad stable. And in second stage, the birth rate is very high, but mortality rate started declining because they have there will be a little bit development in their health infrastructure. So their population will rise exponentially. India was in this stage in 1950 till 1980, where our population increased a lot. Now in today's time, countries in Africa like Kenya are in this stage where their population is rising very fast. Now in third stage, which is in which our country represents, where our birth rate started declining. Like we see news like India's total fertility rate has come below replacement rate. That is, replacement rate is 2.1. Our TFR is 2. And mortality rate is low because our health infrastructure has improved a lot. So our growth has slowed down. Still we are increasing, but our that growth is has slowed down. Now, in fourth stage, the birth rate will be low, also mortality rate will be low, so population will be stable. This is good stable. That is, countries like USA is an example of it. Now, in fifth stage, the birth rate will be very low and mortality rate will also be very low. So, population starts declining. Now, in UPSC, they have asked which the examples of this fifth stage, like countries like Italy, Germany, Japan, even South Korea, their population and Germany, their population has started declining. Now this is the pictographical representation. You need to see this, what are the shapes. In the lower side represent the younger population, and as we go up, it shows the older population. Now the PYQ asked on this particular topic is, demographic transition theory throws light on which of the following factors. We knew that like it talks about birth rate, death rate and population growth rate. It does not talk about infant mortality rate or any other thing. So option number 3 is correct. That's all for today. Thank you.